Hey guys, I'm out here today taking a walk and I just wanted to show you this right here. I'm going to try to show you without dropping my phone, is the river where we crossed in that little raft that I took home the machete in. So yeah, crazy, right? And I am back from the river, and as you can see I found a lot of junk. But it's really cool junk. The most interesting part of all of this is today I was not using a metal detector. So that's fun. Yeah, down by the river. It seems as though no treasure hunters or metal finders have ever been through there. So you've got all metal from the past, like, 200 years lying on the riverbed. And I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm babbling, but yeah, it doesn't look like any metal detectors have ever been through there, so it is impossible to use a metal detector down there because it just goes off like a Geiger counter. So I picked all of this up by hand and eyeballing things. So yeah, a lot of interesting things, so let's take a look at them. This I was looking at before. It looks like one of those attachments on the side of a boat where either your oar or the rope would be tied, something like that, but that's what I think this is a piece from a boat. Put that off to the side. Filthy thing on my bed. That's fine. Clean it later. This looks like it could be another piece of a boat. There's a lot of boats in that area. It's right on the giant river, so it's likely a lot of these are from boats, but you can see the nail is still in there where it would be driven down, something like that. That's what I'm thinking. If you know what it is, then feel free to tell me. Let's see. There's that. Looks some kind of bolt. By the way, there are a lot of railroads down there too, so you will see a lot of things both from boats and from railroads. So, that's fun. Trying to piece together which is which, but nice bolt. There's a giant bent nail. That's fun. I couldn't figure out what this is. I have like 2 or 3 of these. It's just like a piece of bent metal, but it doesn't have a nail end, and it doesn't appear to attach to anything. It's just a bent piece of metal. This is similar to it, but it seems to have some type of like lip on it, on the top there, where it could like punch down into something or catch on something, but another piece of bent metal. And let's see, I found this. Looks like it could have been some type of hinge or something like that. I have no idea. But piece of just flat metal. There's another piece of bent metal, but I think this one's actually a nail because it has that top there, but it is a square head, so it might be a little old. Found this thing. It's got some kind of attachment on the top of it, but it's just a curved, I'll stop flying it around a little bit, but it's just a curved piece of metal. I have no idea what it is. Looks kind of like one of those barrel, tightener things. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm not professional, but I have no idea what that could be. But it attaches to something, and it was for something, obviously. This is cool. It's a little chain. It's not really old, but it's got some weird attachments there, like it broke and somebody tried to fix it, but yeah, old rusty chain. That's fun. Hope I don't need a tetanus shot after all of this. This is cool. It's an old belt buckle. It's so rusted that the little hinge inside doesn't even move, but it's pretty old. I'm not sure how old. Probably like, I don't know. I'm not even gonna guess because I'll look like an idiot, but yeah, little old belt buckle that doesn't move. That's fun. Found this thing. Looks like some type of handle. Something like that. No idea what that is. But just all of these things I just saw in the riverbed because it's all sand, and what happens is every few weeks or so, I was going to say months, but every few weeks or so, the river will flood and things get caught along the riverbed, and you can just pull apart all the leaves and pine needles and stuff, and you'll find these things just sitting on the top there, and it looks like nobody's ever looked in the places where I looked today, because before I've done this, and I'll find like a nail or two, but it looks like nobody's ever looked through this area, so that's fun. This is an old hinge, like from a door or cabinet or something. It's cool. I was looking at this. at first it looks like stone up here, but there's metal attached to it, like welded to it. I saw that and I'm like, what on earth is that? Because that's metal, but that looks like stone, but it's hinged to it, like it's attached somehow. And it fits right to it, like you can see it's curved right to it, so I'm gonna, oh, and it is carved out here, like hollowed out. I have no idea what that could be, but it's interesting. I wonder if it could be like some kind of weight, like an anchor, something like that. No clue. If you guys know what it is, feel free to tell me again, please, because I have no idea what I'm talking about. Found this. It is metal, but it's all misshapen and misformed. Probably some type of like welding metal or something like that. I have no clue. There's two of them here. No clue. No idea. I don't do my research. I just look. This is some type of like hanging hook, but it's got a nail head. So that's interesting. Maybe, oh, maybe a coat hanger. Could be a coat hanger. Old one. Found this. Looks like one of those tightening wires, like when you coil it together. It doesn't move anymore, it's too rusted, but that's cool. I'll try to be a little bit quicker. I found out I do have to work today, even though I wasn't scheduled. I do have to work because they decided to put me on. Yay. That's another nail. It's just bent out of shape for some reason. Looks like it was done by hand, I'm not sure what for. Some type of tool, maybe. Another nail, but it's got a square head, so it is a little bit older. It's long too, but yeah, lots of nails, just because we're right by the railroad. Another bent nail. There's possibly a nail, but it doesn't have a head on it. It's just the stick from it. Don't know what you'd call that. Another square-headed nail. That's a round-headed nail, but it's old too. So I'm gonna skip over the nails for now. Just cut to the other stuff. There's another hinge. It might actually be the other half of that hinge I found before. Let me pick it up. They're not the same shape. But they have the same design. Like, look at that. They have the same hole placement, so it's possible. It's possible they could be from the same hinge and one is just longer. This is an old railroad spike. It's a lot smaller than the ones we use nowadays. Like, the ones we use now are much thicker and more heavy duty, but that's very thin. It's an older one. I'm not sure how old, because, again, I'm not a professional. There's a piece of a nail, maybe? I don't know. It's really thick to be a nail, but it could be. I have no clue. Here's something that's interesting. I couldn't figure out what it was. It looks like a railroad spike, but it's tiny. It's seriously tiny, but it's got that head like a railroad spike. Like, look at these two. It looks like the same thing, only it's a lot smaller. So, I'm wondering if it was just a really, really tiny railroad spike. Could be. Well, at least I'll, you know, have one lying about if I ever find a vampire. Yeah, I just said that. Some type of hook thing. Could have been an old nail that just broke off at the top, but it's neat. I found this. It's like a pipe cover. Try not to freak out the camera, but it's got some kind of writing on the top that I just can't read because it's so destroyed, but it would go on top of a pipe and, you know, looks like it might have exploded or something. No clue. But yeah. Pipe cover. This is just a piece of glass, kind of, but it's all like melted together, so I'm thinking it might have been in some type of fire, because it's got all types of glass and sand and gunk melted all into it, but that was cool. I saw that and I'm like, oh, that looks like it has a story to it. Saw that. I'm not sure if it's a nail or not. I have no idea, but it's bent and it's at a very deliberate angle, so I was curious. Okay, cut to the chase. Found this. It's massive, so I can't get it all in the camera screen unless I keep it back there, but yeah, I couldn't figure out what it was from, or why it is, or why it would be down there, but this was actually stuck in between two big rocks down there at the river, and I saw it and I'm like, oh, that's neat. But it's got two spots on it. I'll try to tilt it so you can see. It's got 2 spots on the end where like nails or screws, something like that, would go down into it. So some kind of like support bar or something, and it's not broken. It's made like that. So this is the entire piece. If you guys know what it is, feel free to tell me, but I have no guess what this could be. It's interesting though. It was fun carrying it around down there. I felt like I was a little bit armed to defend myself in a less than fantastic area, because the river is kind of a party place and a lot of trouble down there, but I try to be careful while I'm down there. But anyway, yeah, so get all this filthy junk off of my bed. For not using a metal detector, we seem to have done better than we ever have using a metal detector. So that's a little bit sad and depressing, but hey, it was a good day. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye!